and our topic for today is about food budget. So, what is food budget? Food budgeting refers to creating a budget for weekly groceries after cutting out other expenses from your income. In other words, much of your income you want to spend on your weekly groceries. The factors affecting are the following: your income. Of course, to allocate the money in the needs of the family, you need to consider first your income so that you will know kung how much money ang allocate nimo para ani nga butanga, para sa pagkaon ug sa uban nga expenses. How much you love food, kung unsa ka grabe mag-crave og food, kung unsa ka grabe maibog og food. And lastly, how active you are to actually follow this method, or how disciplined you are para imo jung ma-carry out ang imuhang budget plan. Or family income in making a food budget. Of course, no, family with a lower income should consider carefully how much they should spend para maka-ensure ta that ang budget nga to ang gihimo is right for our family size and our family composition, social status, knowledge and skills. Then we will also be aware sa likes and dislikes of the family, in which you could find cheaper options sa paghimo nimo og meal, but you still receive the same nutritional value. Current food prices, or syempre kung unsa ang mga ingredients nga ni mahal, unsa ang mga ingredients nga ni ubos, that way makakuan ka kung i-adjust nimo ang ingredients, ang quantity. Food production at home, so very useful sad na no nga kanang mga naay backyard garden at home in which makuha ra nila ang ilang ingredients.
Good day, everyone. So let's proceed to our next topic, which is the 3 P's of eating healthy on a budget. So this includes planning or the pagplano, purchasing or the pagpalit, and preparing or the pagprepare. So the question here is, what is the role or what is the essence of introducing the 3 P's? No? Ngano man gani gi-introduce? And that is because this is the key in making sure that we do not go over our budget, because this will serve as our guidelines in making food budgeting in the family. Yes, because no, mao man imoy mag-guide nato in everyday. Kung walay food budgeting or kung wala ni mga planning, purchasing, preparing, the most intended nga mahitabo is magka-short yun sa kwarta ang family. So, let's start with planning. So planning saves time and money. It also helps us choose healthier foods. So planning have 3 steps. So step 1 is know what's on your shelf. Knowing what you have will help you only buy the foods you need. So we must know what foods are available and what foods are lacked in our kitchen to reduce impulsive buying. No? Kaya aron dili ta ma-short, aron dili ta magkulang-kulang sa kwarta. So know what foods are available and know what foods are lack, or unsa ang mga pagkaon nga kulang sa atong kusina. So step 2, know what you want to prepare. Let's plan meals to save time. First is save time, to stretch our money, and to help us feed our family with healthy foods. So diri na sa step 2, diri na mahitabo ang planning meals and snacks for a week according to our established budget, because most of us nagrely raman jud sa weekly budget or daily budget. And despite sa kagamay sa atong budget, we can still make use of the foods available in our backyard, no? In our sa mga tinanom na to. So make alternatives. Naamantay mga tinanom nga talong, mga tinanom nga sili, o mga tinanom nga corn. So make use of that. So we can also make variety of recipe or meal in just one type of food. For example, ang talong, 'di ba? Dagan man kaayong variety of kanang recipe nga mabuhatan na. Pwede adobong talong, pwede butangan nimog isda, pwede pod katong prituhon nimo nga butangan nimog itlog, pwede pod katong imo ra siyang igisa then sagulan gyapon nimog itlog. So we can still make variety of recipe nga still healthy food para sa ato ang body. So last step is know what you are missing. So diri na ni mahitabo ang making of grocery list, in which nang diri mo ni ang grocery list. This will serve as our guide in buying foods. Kay when we go to a grocery store, we tend to be overwhelmed, di ba? We tend to we are tempted rather to buy a lot of foods, no, nga dili na to intended unta, dili na to kinahanglan, kay tungod lang kay nadanita sa iyang packaging, nga nindot kayang iyang packaging, very very attractive mo na imong gipalit, but then pag uli nimo sa balay nagmahay ka. So we must stick to the grocery list. And also check and plan using ads, coupons, and loyalty card savings. So the main purpose of the planning is to save money man, di ba? So in order to save money, we can still make use of our loyalty cards, or our kanang unsa nang sa Prince tawag kanang warrant, basta katong card sa Prince na makakuha ka og points, so you can make use of that to save money.
Things to remember in making a budget plan. First, you need to keep healthy items on hand. So, you make sure ang mga expiry date o ang quality imo nang na-check before using. Number 2, make a healthy meal plan for the week. So, make a variety of you have got variety of options, but you need to still ensure the nutritional value of the meal you served. Number 3, make a shopping list of items needed. So, as I've said earlier, i-prioritize ang mga kinahanglanon than the wants. Number 4, be a smart shopper at store. So, always check the unit price. Then, compare and contrast kung unsa ang mga best option. And lastly, stick to your plan when you get home. Dili ka maghapit-hapit, di ka maghapit og ibog-ibog. Dapat kung unsang nasa imong list, maora na ang imong i-accomplish.
So let's proceed to the tips in making a food budget. Step number 1. Set a weekly spending limit. Determine the amount of money you have in your household budget to spend on food. Create a budget and examine your total income and your total expenses. So in step number 1, it implies that having a budget keeps your spending in check and makes sure your savings are on track for the future, for it helps you keep your eye on the prize and ensures you don't spend money you don't have. Also, the importance of making a budget is a financial lesson that cannot be overemphasized. On the other hand, tracking your expenses involves identifying your expenditures throughout the month. It is an essential activity that you should ideally do every day throughout the month. Next, step number 2. Create a menu by planning meals in advance. Plan at a minimum for 1 week. Plan an entire month if you can. Use a calendar and plan out breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Get creative and designate specific days for leftovers. So in step number 2, it emphasizes that creating a menu is a very important thing to consider first, for it informs us to the different dishes we are going to cook for the family. So, when we plan meals, or when you plan your meals in advance, you save time and money by eliminating the need to run to the grocery store several times per week to pick up last-minute ingredients. Also, planning ahead allows you to cook things in bulk and freeze for a future meal or to use as part of a meal later in the week. Then we have the third step, which is to calculate the cost of take-out food and special meals such as date night dinners. Determine the amount you spend on a weekly basis by examining your current spending habits. Include this in your food budget and set the necessary amount to the side before heading to the grocery store. You may find that your budget doesn't allow for your ordinary expenditures in this category. Make cuts where necessary to stay on track financially. So, in step number 3, why is it important to track our spending. So nganong importante man. So it is important to track our spending for it helps us to stick to our budget. Because after you set up a budget, which is a monthly plan for spending or weekly or daily plan for spending that takes into account your income and expenses, tracking expenses daily or weekly or monthly is essential to keeping you on that budget. So that's all.
Next is step 4. So in step 4, we aim to spend less than the amount budgeted of the week. So we can switch the menu idea into much cheaper meal options. We can also even change some ingredients into something that will make us save more. But we should bear in our mind always the nutrients and the taste that will make our meal much delicious. We can compare two brand names of the product or ingredients or even the store to see in which we can spend less.
Why you should plan your family meals. So first, encourages variety. Every family has their favorite go-to recipes and you'll find that you tend to eat the same things week in, week out. So how important is it to eat a variety of foods? So first is eating a variety of foods makes sure we do not get bored with eating. Food is meant to be enjoyed and mixing things as helps us to do that. Second, eating a wide variety of foods ensures we get the nutrients we need. No single food contains all our required nutrients. Even within a specific food group, like vegetables and fruit, different ones offer different nutrients. For example, oranges are high in vitamin C, bananas are high in potassium, and spinach is high in folate. Third, not eating the same food day after day protects us from getting an excess of one nutrient. So second, encourages nutrition. Having an idea about what you are going to cook and the ingredients already to hand gives you time to concentrate on preparing delicious meals to enjoy with your family. Healthy eating helps us to maintain a healthy weight and reduces our risk of two types diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and the risk of developing cardiovascular diseases and some cancers. Third, helps serve better meals. Meal planning gives you the time to become creative with cooking recipes and helps to improve the quality of the food prepared for your family. From the ingredients you have, in order to have a variety of food every day, you can create a unique recipe that can make your family eat well. Number 4, being conscious of the needs of every family member of the family. Meal planning helps you focus on the foods preferred most by your family, thus avoid making meal times boring by preparing meals that have a low appeal to them. Each member of the family have different wants in a particular food that they need to eat. So in preparing a family menu, so it is important to know what kind of food that our family members wants or needs.
There are many advantages of food budgeting. First, you can avoid unnecessary expenses eating out. By this, budgeting allows you to plan to set aside money for emergency costs and avoid spending unnecessarily on items and services that do not contribute to in attaining your financial goals. Second, you can save money at the grocery store. Having a plan for the week's meals ensures that you go into the supermarket with a grocery list in hand. A list is so important because people usually spend up to 40% more when they don't have what they need written down. By dividing your money into categories of expenditures and savings, a budget makes you aware which category of expenditure takes which portion of your money. That way, It is easy for you to make adjustments.